Hi, buddy. I had clicked the record button. Bakugo to death. Hit me with the pitch. What's going on?
Yeah, so I do believe this character has gotten some legs now with his death package. Do I think he's by any means one of the best characters in the game? No. Do I think he definitely could be a rogue slash a little higher tier rogue deck than most people expect? Yeah. Um, I think this character has some crazy lines he gets to play with the death, destroy my own board to refresh my whole board kind of package,
Sure.
and gets to give crazy stats to pretty much any move he wants. And
Yeah,
again, big
makes sense to
stats
me.
sometimes just kill people. So that's kind of the whole idea, is like basically having this like refreshing your stage kind of idea with destroying your board. And then on top of that, like he has his really good Furies and just be able to have some defensive tools like with Keiko's Aid and those kind of cards. If that makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah. So, what do you need my help with?
So you played against a rendition of this deck on Wednesday.
Mhm.
Uh and I've made some edits to it. For example, I found again with playing against you that this deck ran only mids and highs. And when you run only mids and highs, you need to hold mids and highs to block everything. You can hold mids to block all the high attacks, and if you need a half block, and if you're running the good high blocks that most symbols have now, you can pretty much block anything. So now I added in a couple options down at the bottom. It's only 3 for now, because I don't know what other ones I would add. The King Palm Slam and Red Gauntlet to kind of make you respect the low block.
Sure.
Because Red Gauntlet just says, I flip the 2, I blow them up. Which is nice.
Yeah.
If
yeah,
you
yeah,
hit me.
yeah.
And Decaying Palm Slam is 6 low for 7 with powerful 4, my character. That says it can remove itself.
No, I think the game pump slam is huge in this character. It's very cool.
So I think my big thing is just like I think I want to be able to kill people. I'm at like I think 70 around cards, maybe a little less. I forget at this moment in time.
70 even.
Yeah, I'm 70. So I think like making it to where, because yesterday I played against Misplay as Toga, and again he did this disrespectful thing and killed me turn 2, which again playing 20 L 7-hander, it happens. But I think now the key is finding a way to survive against some of these decks that kind of just say, if they like find, like not like saying like guaranteed to survive because it's impossible sometimes, but like having a little bit more survivability, if that makes sense.
Sure. In order to do that, we have to
it.
cut some of the combo pieces, right?
Yeah, I understand. Like you may have to lose some of the combo pieces. Like the only cards I think that you can't lose in this character are Heart and Fist. I think that card's nuts in this character, saying flip 3 essentially if they don't choose a ready foundation to destroy with the ability. And I think another card that kind of is again important is Howitzer Impact Cyclone, because that card just it kills people.
Hardened Fist. Hardened Fist is what you're saying. Yes.
I think Hard Fist is really like insane. Okay. It's a good low block and it's like pretty good, but I understand like you may have to get rid of a couple pieces to make sure you survive a little bit longer. But yeah.
Yeah, like things like Unabashed Manner and Demon Energy Manipulation, I just like instantly want to cut. Those cards should just leave.
The only reason why I like Rabbit's Finesse, like I think Unabashed Manner.
Yeah.
Unabashed Manner. I think that like I understand. Like I do 4 of. I could understand not running 4 of. Because you don't need this card by any means. But it is nice to like have that. So if I play like Red Gauntlet, it's no longer just a 4 damage move, and it's becomes a 6 damage flash.
Yeah.
Which is cool, but again, I've only run 1 of it, so I understand like there's a whole thing. Again, I've attempted to run that more than a 1 of, but just cutting cards right now. Like high blocks are right now already pretty high compared to like rest, and it's hard to cut high blocks in death right now, I feel like.
Yeah, that's fair.
So that's why I'm trying to run it a 1 of maybe more. But I don't understand cutting Demon Energy Manipulation. I just thought it was a little neat, like commit it because I destroy my board early for +3 damage. Destroy it to say my next check is +1, so I can go like early, go say like a stun grenade, commit it for +3, it's a 4 mid 7, blow it up, make it a 6 mid 7, play Howitzer on a 5, which is kind of neat. But I understand how it could get cut. It's also a 2 diff, and more spam is always useful too.
How you feel about 23 attacks?
One thing that did happen, it happened actually earlier today when I tested this exact list in person. I found that one game I was playing against a Commonly Woods, and on turn 3, I only ripped a Vile Seizing and 6 Foundations when I drew 7 whole cards. And I went, that's rough. So I don't know if it's maybe just like numbers need to get modified a little bit to make it a little more consistent, or like need to drop the numbers down, like the overall numbers. But I would be like, I'm not sold on like 23. That's just kind of a number I just kind of hit to test with. If that makes sense.
Here's my question for you: if you played 100 games, how many times do you think that happens?
Not very many, probably.
Okay, that's how I feel.
Because I have draw power.
I think you just hit the low end of variance there, and on turn 2, you draw 1 attack and 6 foundations. You should build 4 pass.
Yeah.
Just like
well, it's turn 3. It was turn 3.
Build 4 pass. Be okay with that.
Okay.
That is an acceptable thing to do. Can I sound like a boomer for a second? Why
Definitely.
do you want to play the game so fast every single time? Do you not like playing the game with your opponent?
I do, but like I don't know. So in every game I've ever played, okay, I've always like I love, for example, in a lot of games like the assassin as character, those like really squishy, but I do a lot of damage kind of characters.
Yeah.
Like I play MOBAs and stuff. I play junglers who come out of nowhere and kind of just blow you up for no reason. And so like I've always enjoyed that more aggro play style. And so I think the only character really in My Hero that I legitimately played competitively and wasn't aggro when I first started playing him was Amajiki when during the Nationals run.
Sure.
Because at that point in time, he was more of that, I'm gonna sit back, play this like super like good defense until I find my crazy turn and kill you. And I guess I've found like I play defense, but I prefer if I find like on turn 3 like 4 attacks, I want to try to throw on them. Like against misplay, I threw an 8 attack. I think it was like a 6 attack string on turn 3 or 4, and just kind of went, let's rip it and see what happens. I didn't kill him, but it was very close. So that was that's crazy defense on his part. But yeah, I understand. I do play very fast.
I want to cut palm.
Okay, that'd be fine. I'm fine with that.
I want to cut palm. And if we want one more attack, we just make it hardened fist because we just cut palm.
Yeah, okay, agreed. Okay, I'm fine with that. Yeah, because hardened fist does the same thing palm does.
Correct. And it's now another low block rather than whatever.
Yeah. And it says you automatically destroy a foundation. Yeah, you build it and commit it to get it back, but it's like you guarantee destroy that foundation all the time.
22 is like a way cleaner number.
Okay.
These are fine. This is fine. I don't care about this. And then I just want to cut the deck. I just want to this is just too many cards for doing the thing you want to do, right?
Okay.
If you just cut rabbit, you just cut energy. What happens to our deck?
63.
This is a fine number. What do my high blocks look like?
Yeah, I'll have 3 high blocks. That's another thing. Like every other block does great.
You ready? We could cut red gauntlet and just put in another decaying palm slam to cut the high block. Right? Yeah, we'll get rid of that. I think decaying is tight. Why not play it? It's a beautiful opener every single time. Yeah,
it's a great 6 stiff that you just kind of say, if you don't check that 6 and commit the card, it removes itself. The only downside, does ruin combo strings. So maybe I'll have another one.
Which card do you think is better, Keiko's 8 or Fighting for Control?
So, I think Keiko's 8 is better, but I like Fighting for Control when it's like, say, they have an opener that's really scary, and they check a 5 and I force them to commit 2, or they check a bad and I force them to fail it. And I don't want to deal with that. For example, like a card that would always kind of, like, come here, cracking. If you play against an Amajiki, you don't want to see that card get hit the card pool. So if he plays that on a 5, checks a 3, checks a 1, you kind of just say you have to commit 4 cards. And if you do that, I can just blow you up next turn.
I like Fighting for Control more than I like Keiko's 8.
Okay. Because I'm down for it. The only thing that for me is Fighting for Control is that whole they can fail it and not matter.
Yeah, I flipped the foundation for them to discard a card. That's very good.
Yeah, that's true.
Right?
That's fair.
If you just play it correctly, it's very, very strong.
Okay, I'm down.
I'm going to push us up to 65 cards, and all I want to do is just increase Always Cool up to a 4 of.
Okay.
This card says that your rival can't modify the damage, which means that you're allowed to just, like, not block one thing once, right? Like, imagine you're at 7, and they play the Howitzer Impact Cyclone on you, and you just Always Cool it. Okay, you need one more.
Yeah.
Or, if you are not afraid you are going to be blocking stuff, you just build 2 foundations off the top of your deck so that your I Destroy a Foundation deck can work.
Okay.
Right? Like they're playing a lazy poke. All right, I'll always cool. I'll block with whatever, enormous axe. I'll Keiko's them. Okay, they're not playing more on turn 2. I've stopped them, and I got to build in a bonus resource, right?
Okay.
The last thing that I kind of want to cut is I don't think that you need internship with Best Genist. To the point of like you have 11 spam without it, and you're not running any 2 checks, right?
Yeah.
Your 2 diffs are 2, 3, 4, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 of 40 cards, right?
Yep.
And so like you could cut this, make it one more syndicate, honestly, like make it one more Keiko's. Still back up to that 66. You didn't lose much when it comes to spam. You lost 1 and gained a 2.
Yep.
So now you've got 4, 5, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 of your 41 cards. That's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's totally fine.
I'm done.
Yeah,
Because I really like Bakugo too, and I want to see if I can make him work because again, he's only gonna be here for another 7-8 months, not even.
Mm-hmm.
So it's I want to see if there's a world in which I can get this character to a point, not necessarily win an event, but maybe sneak into a top cuts and make a little bit of a splash. I love the idea of the character. I've loved it. The one thing I always laugh at though is one card that kills him is saving Bakugo, and it kills Bakugo. It is so sad, man.
Yep.
But we don't see that card anymore very much because it's better 0 diffs.
Yeah, for sure.
So it's
if Decaying Palm Slam is not doing it for you, you could just make it the Brutal Explosion. It's a 1-move block that does the same thing. But I really like Decaying Palm Slam as the crazy opener. And if you have the momentum, it says that all your moves get essentially +3 speed at some point.
Yeah, but it's also I can select 3 of your best foundations. You can't commit them, and then I just flip them with Bakugo if you commit that.
If you don't want it in the card pool, you just play the enhance and make them see if they want to remove it or not, right? They go, oh man, he's not gonna combo me, and you're like, actually, I'll just play another Decaying Palm Slam on the sick. You're like, I don't.
There you go. Oh, maybe I'm out season now.
Yeah.
You're in deadlock. Okay, sucks, man. Yeah, fair. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm down. I've always loved Decaying Palm Slam. I loved it when I played Shigaraki 3 on Order. This card is so fun. I love this card.
Yeah, back down to 65. I think it's fine.
So do you think being a 7-hander running over? Because again, I tend to run lower attack numbers when it comes to 7-handers because you see so many cards anyway. Do you think it's fine being over 33% on attacks?
I don't mind because you're
an aggro character
rebuilding stuff back in.
Okay.
And the other thing that you don't have to do is you're just allowed to. I mean, you can poke, right? I'll poke with my stun grenade, see if it happens, build, and then pass. Right?
Okay.
You don't have to absolutely combo out every single time that you can, right? There's the idea of see orange, play orange. Just just because you if you smell blood in the water, go for it. But if you sense a drop, it doesn't mean that you should, go in with your whole chest,
Yeah. Agreed.
Use that P to loop, perceive, evaluate, decide, act, and make sure that you are playing the game the absolute best that you can.
Yeah. Okay, agreed. Do you think I should run Grenadier Bracers? Because I've been love-hate with this card recently.
+2/+1, and then make your second to last lethal move. Lethal is pretty good.
Yeah, because the one thing I loved with this card was Luna Arc. I think it was. Or Luna Ring.
Sure, just to double up on the thing.
You double it up, and it's really cool. But my thing is what's scary about this card for me is again, obviously I don't rely by it, so I don't need to see it. But it's I would say when I see it, it's great. But I feel like I never see this card, and I don't want to run one of because it's unique.
Yeah, I mean it's honest. It's sideboard bait, right?
Okay.
You take it out of your decks for other cards, other foundations.
Okay.
Whatever.
Agreed.
Yeah. But a +2/+1 off of destroying a foundation is very good stats for your character.
Yeah,
it's
definitely.
better than +2 speed. And then sometimes it says that I don't know, they ran out of cards in their hand and your Vile Seizing now is actually lethal.
Yeah, true.
Yeah. All right, buddy. Any final thoughts?
No, I'm down.
All right. Well, thank you for
appreciate
the
it.
support on Patreon. You brought me a pretty finished deck, so I'm glad I could
Yeah.
more polish it for you, not necessarily like make it crazy.
Yeah.
Right?
Hey, I like my Death Fury cards. You know this, damn.
You certainly do. All right, buddy. You have a great night. Okay.
Yeah, you as well.
We'll see ya.